Turn to Allah, He's never far away. Put your trust in Him, raise your hands and pray. Ooh, ya Allah, guide my steps, don't let me go astray. You're the only one who can show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Inshallah, 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 we'll find our way. Inshallah, 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 we'll find our way.
The next lecturer is a very senior clinical psychologist who is a specialist in psychologist. He's been a staff of the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba. He's been in psychology for over 20 years. I'd like to invite Dr. Mustapha Sanbe to please come and talk to us on prevention and management of psychological disorders.
Let me quickly delve into this. I should like to be grateful to God, and I should like to say that I am particularly grateful to the Imam of Lekki Central Mosque, who spotted me out during the Ramadan lecture for this workshop. And I should be grateful to the current president of Lekki Muslim Ummah, Dr. Shola Labinjo, who spotted me out for that Ramadan lecture. And here I am for this workshop. I am indeed very grateful to all the members present here, and to God be all the glory for giving us all the time, energy, and resources to be here. Shall we say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen together? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. By extension, let me thank brothers Hassan and Jide. Let me equally appeal that no side talks and leave side talkers alone. Enteyan bamba noja leyan wo, eyan ki nwariwo ọjà. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on my own part, I will say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Falillahi alhamd. Rabbul samawati wa Rabbul ardi Rabbul Alameen. Allahu akbar kabiran walhamdulillahi kasiran. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallim taslima. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I am Toyin Sanbe, a counseling, clinical, and clinical health psychologist. By that I mean a psychologist of multi-divisional qualification and training. What is psychology? Psychology is not about read my mind. Or psychologists are wizards, if male, or witches, if female. Ajela on people in Asia. It is not true. We'll get there when we are looking at the myths. What we do during our training is to understand by research how human beings think, feel, and behave. And in this behavior, it can be bordering on healthy behavior or unhealthy behavior. In pathological state, we look at it as normal behavior and abnormal behaviors. Whilst we are looking at that, you see that, as I have highlighted and you can see on the screen, it is not true that psychologists don't believe in God. I am a psychologist, and to God be the glory, I am a Muslim. And there are Christian psychologists, there are traditional believers psychologists. And there are atheists too, just as we find in normal human community. So it is not true that psychologists do not believe in God. It is equally not true, I think I have mentioned that psychologists are wizards and witches. It is equally not true that psychologists are arrogant. It is because they have discovered themselves, just like my sister said earlier, leading to high self-esteem and building confidence in self, understanding the dynamics of emotional intelligence. Who are you? Most of us, I think I should quickly, to the young persons here, I should like to quickly mention, when you are attending interview and you are asked, who are you? Don't go there and start talking about your qualifications. They already have that. Who are you? I am Toyin Sanbe. I have respect for myself and others. I am a good leader, but I am not afraid of being led, or I'm not afraid of being a follower. Tell them your dislikes. Don't use the word hate. I hate liars. Because at any point in time, if you are found inadvertently lying, then you are now saying you should be hated. Are we together? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us appreciate that psychological well-being can be divided into two: objective psychological well-being and subjective psychological well-being. Objective psychological well-being is that which you can teach this child. She's maybe 12 years. She should have started developing secondary female cells, like the breast buds, menstruating, and things like that. The young boy should have been having bigger voice, etc. All these are on the ticks. Tomode bato loko, on loko, objective. Tobato loko, ko loko, objective. But I'm sure most of us are familiar with what happened some years back. Not too distant years back, where a medical doctor parked a jeep on Third Mainland Bridge and took a dive. Do you think that he had no car when we were informed that he parked a jeep? Do you think he was not qualified for one profession or the other? No, but subjectively, what are the issues underlying? Perhaps the kind of wife he desired was not the kind of wife he's getting to have. Just like the Quran has told us, excuse me, sir, that it is amongst our desires. that are not necessarily beneficial to us. Therefore, there are ways of addressing these issues without necessarily being suicidal. If you have your challenge or challenges, see a psychologist. If the psychologist you are seeing in the first instance feels he or she knows a better psychologist to handle that kind of a case, you refer, or he or she will refer to another psychologist. Let us know that professionals referring to another professional does not limit either the certification or the knowledge of that professional. Sir, I hope that is in order. Thank you very much, sir. But I hope we are together. There are numerous ways or numerous psychopathologies that I may challenge you to get to know that this interaction or this workshop is not to equip non-professionals amongst us to go and start shopping for psychopathology in their friends, relations, and so. It is an eye-opener. What we see in psychopathological states are essentially behaviors that we see in a considered normal person. Just as we have in the Quran, none of us is absolutely complete. Show you here, kò sẹ́ni tó pé, Ọlọ́run nìkan ló pé. But when certain things, certain behaviors that are present in an individual is becoming disturbing to that person or disturbing to others or relationship partners. Let's have, for example, somebody who wants to enjoy music and in the dead of the night, around 2 a.m., that is when he or she is going to tune his music box to the highest volume. And instead of even leaving it at that, shouting, Ọlọ́run joy, if even he is enjoying it, it's disturbing some other persons. Are we together? And thank God Lagos State has a law, environmental pollution. If anybody is disturbing you like that, just like the lawyer will say, charge the person to court. Otherwise, see a psychologist. Depression is one. And depression is not equal to essentially tearing one's body or clothes or whatever. Another person may have loss of appetite in depression, whilst another person will have increased appetite in depression. That is why when we get to treatment, you will see, or management, we look at each case on its individual case. And that's why psychologists talk about individual differences. As many as we are on the surface of the earth, Ikaodogba. I'm sure that is not strange to Yoruba-speaking members here. Are we together? Thank you. Depression, you have such symptoms as low appetite or poor appetite, loss of interest in things of past interest, like a man who desires sexual relationship 24/7 now becomes or decide to play cold. And instead of the wife to appreciate or try to make an inroad as to what is happening. You are not, this is not your original self. If I never wanted, he will struggle and sometimes pay for it. Are we together? I hope some married people here will understand what I'm talking about. Then there's one that we call postpartum depression. The female will appreciate it more. Abisinwi. The lady or the mother or the new mother will become hateful to the child, almost wanting to kill the child, lose appetite, become irritable, and everything around that individual become nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. And sometimes we want to throw the baby away or even muzzle the baby to death. This is not the time to say, Wirini. This time calls for understanding. And let me shock you. Circumstance during pregnancy of that baby may have crept into the anxiety of what is this, nursing this baby, the challenges expanded by fear or anxiety that will make life look miserable. Anxiety is a very big concern. Some people, even when the wind is blowing, they will manufacture fear. I hope this wind is not going to blow this roof. I hope. Some people are afraid of traveling by road. They don't want to travel by rail. They are even afraid traveling by air. Talk more of traveling by sea. Are we together? How many of you love traveling by sea? You know, if alarm blows. I hope we are in order. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, bipolar disorder is another classic psychopathology that you heard the word bi, meaning two. Two poles. A disorder that an individual, now you see him bubbling, spending money anyhow. All of a sudden, you see the individual down and like, what's happening? I don't know. Bipolar. On one side, you have the mania. On the other side, you have depression. So, an individual may have the two running concurrent, or an individual may have one as depression and another one as mania. Addiction is not about alcohol or cigarettes alone. It is about things that we have a tendency to do continuously and struggling against not doing it by all means and every means. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know now, know now that gambling is more of an addictive tendency, ravaging families and destroying the system. That is of confess Ogundogoji like the. Are we together? These are issues, and I think I sent certain lists. As little as alabukun, as little as paracetamol. If you are using all these substances without prescription, without moderation, just on the basis of I think, I feel, or I can't do without it, you are bordering on addiction. Attention deficits. An individual may be present in class, but his mind to that study is not there. It is not all attention deficits that must be accompanied with hyperactive disorders or hyperactivity. In children, it is commonly said to them as Aibaleara Oloriarun. You are giving the child too much of sugary substances, chocolate, ice cream, and whatever. You are building energy. Energy now. So tó bá dá lérú ẹ̀yin lẹ fà á. You understand? The idea about this is not to point any judgmental position, accusing position. Let us just know that we need to look inward and move towards relating with professionals, and they are available. For us to work on prevention, I recommend that we eat well. Nourishment of the body to support stable, resilient mind. More often than not, it is the chemical misfiring in the brain that we see as psychopathology. Don't forget where we were coming from. That the psychologist is dealing with how man is thinking, feeling, and behavior. And I guess that another common psychological disorder that I won't want to miss out is sleep disorders and eating disorders. Some people, they eat and they can eat anything, bulimia. Okay? They eat, wa jelori moyo. Are we together? And some, because they want to maintain shape, size, and whatever, give them good food. They'll just binge eat. Just take small thing, and when you ask him or her, well, I don't want to, you know. And at the end of the day, orim for me, around me, and whatever, because this individual have not fed well, okay. And what we are seeing in adults, I want you to let us see in children. Can we have the video of those children, making up? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the children are not blind. They are not deaf. They are not dumb. Let it come on. Yeah. Yes. So if you think because they can't talk and say, Mommy, what are you doing? They can see what you are doing. Go on. I hope I'm not covering anybody. They are looking themselves in the mirror just like Mommy used to do. Do you agree that they see you and I? Do you agree now? So what we see in adult psychopathology or behavior, they are things that have been processed at childhood. So if you start bullying at home, the child will grow and believes that that is the right way to behave. That did not man jagbe mommy now, and heaven did not fall. Or mommy must always be right. So let me pack well for my wife. Whatever she say, I beg, in the interest of peace and progress. Are we together? Yeah. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are here saying that for us to get on well, let us eat well, sleep well, keep hope alive. Let us have the Lamborghini lyrics. Listen. Otherwise, you can be reading the. Okay? Tún àníyàn ẹ ṣe. Tún èrò ẹ pa Yorùbá psychophilosophy. He bought a brand new Lambo off the showroom floor. Thinking that angels will say that we will never have problems again. The rich also cry. All the novelty faded and realized money can't stop the pain. Money can buy mattress but not sleep. Food, not appetite. Okay? The rich man will have to walk several miles for food to digest. And the poor man is looking for food, walking several kilometers to look for food. That is life. Can you pause it there, please? Pause. You see that so many people in places of authority, they want to get all the wealth that belongs to all of us to themselves alone, thinking that money can buy anything and everything. That is what is described as luxury madness. Shall we go on so that we wrap it up? Thank you. Nothing changes if you don't change inside. No fast car, no big house can heal the mind, okay? Nothing changes if you stay blind. You can't buy the world. Nothing changes. Heal the roots and the fruits will be healed. Okay? Téèyàn bá ti tán ní ẹ̀ ṣe ọkùnrin àṣípayá ìṣú ìlú ẹ̀ àádọ́tún àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ìmọ̀.
Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run náà ni, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find peace.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Are we together? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I want to wrap up this, I want to let us know that management of psychological disorders or psychopathologies are multidisciplinary. That is the gold standard. And that is psychological side of it to be managed by psychologists, the biological side to be managed by the psychiatrist, the social side, social component, just like my sister presented, social psychological component by social workers, and spiritual component. As I speak with you, there are hospital facilities in Britain and US having chaplains established in that hospital facility. And the chaplains can be Islamic chaplain, Christian chaplain, the Hindus, and all of those. So that each person who is on admission or consulting in that facility can relate spiritually. Nothing bad in seeing the imam, but the imam must not take the client or the patient as personal, knowing that what the client is bringing to him is not within his capability. Refer. What's going to be is going to be. Nothing will change unless you change your thoughts and change your belief and change yourself. La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wus'aha. And Allah Azza wa Jalla had said in Surah Yasin, Innama amruhu iza arada shay'an an yaqula lahu kun fayakun. On top of it, what else do you want God or Lekki Muslim Ummah to do for you. Fabiya Allah Rabbikuma Tukaziban. You have been wonderfully presented to this workshop, and I want to say I thank you for your time and attention. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Takbir. That was a beautiful presentation. I can confirm we all enjoyed it. Don't worry, Dr. Sanbe's paper will be distributed to us. The soft copy, inshallah.